Hello? Cool. Hello everyone and welcome to this tier 2 stream of PlayStation tier 2. So I had no game audio there, so I had to reload the app, but you joined me in qualifying. Of course, this will be the driver's first time back since season 1 around here. And in season 1 we had a very interesting race where we saw Harry, who is not with us today, pick up another win in NRL. Not sure if it was his first, but if not, it was definitely his second. So it'll be interesting to see what the drivers can do here today. It's obviously a very difficult track, making its debut on the F1 games for quite a while. It used to be on the old ones, but unfortunately due to it being removed from the F1 calendar, it was also removed from the game. But it's been added here again for F1 2021, and it's a beautiful track to drive on and to commentate on. But you join me here in qualifying. Hopefully everything goes well for the drivers. Dizzy Mason will be the first one to cross the line. Does a 1:18.5. I don't think that's a very quick lap time, and I definitely expect to see it toppled maybe by the McLaren MD15. No, he invalidated, I believe. Oh no, he does. Oh yeah, the line is further away. Anyways, the Baldine is now into P1 with 6:17.1 here on the medium tyre, so good pace from the McLaren driver so far, but he's going to have to work to keep himself in that P1 position, which is quickly toppled by Lord Busy with a 1:16.8, which is beaten by the two AlphaTauris. They, I think, ran well here last season, but I'm not quite sure. But I just realised Prince went a 1:15.2. That was a very fast lap time for a banker, and Dan Schneider did a 15.6. So the chase is on already for the championship leader, who missed the last round, unfortunately for him. But a lot of drivers on laps at the moment. One of them is Conan Clonton. He's coming towards the end of his lap. I believe he invalidated his first one, so this one is going to be crucial unless he pulls into pit lane, which he doesn't. Let's see what lap time he does. He does a 1:17.9, which only moves him up into P8 at the moment, but Haswanis also on a lap, and he's one man who we should definitely look out for on a run of form. Took 2 pole positions in a row around Britain and France, so he's going to be looking to extend this pole streak with a pole position today in PlayStation Tier 2. Of course, it's very nice through the front 2 corners for the French driver who runs up the line. Is going to be a 1:14.9 and provisional pole for Haswanis, so he's really stretching the legs of that Red Bull and making the pace count. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't really been able to convert it into a race win so far, but he's definitely had the pace, especially in qualifying. So I don't expect it to be too long until we see him on the top step of the podium. But could this be a man on the top step of the podium, Parallel Silk, who's making his debut in PlayStation Tier 2? Let's just ride on board with his first ever qualifying lap. He's gone purple through Sector 1. I'm not quite sure how accurate that is, as the timings are normally messed up on people's first laps through Sector 1. So it could be he is really fast or he's not on the pace, but we're going to have to wait and watch through the rest of it so that he gets the end of Sector 2 hooked up pretty nicely, doesn't run wide like we saw Dizzy Mason do earlier in the stream. Just about keeps it in track limits, as MDO15 has left the session, so problems with his internet unfortunately down at McLaren, so they're going to have to get that fixed. But let's carry on board with Parallel Silk, who runs to the line. It's a 1:19.6, so P11, so not what he would have wanted. Only car slower than him is Elite Castle, who's done 24.1, so maybe going for 2 laps on the medium tyres to heat them up and make sure they're in the right temperature. Welcome to the stream, Veteran. I am the commentator, F1 Lover 44, or VR F1 Lover as some of you may know me. I'm commentating, and I have been for quite a while in PlayStation Tier 2. I've commentated every race this season apart from Britain, where unfortunately my Wi-Fi was down, so I couldn't get a proper stream up and it just kept crashing, which was of no use to you guys. But thankfully my Wi-Fi is a lot better this week and is working perfectly, and that has allowed us to stay on board with Casper for the whole of this lap as he runs to the line. Where can he put his Aston Martin? Only P10 for the Aston Martin driver, but he is on medium tyres, to be fair to him. I think Silk has gone for a second push lap, so let's see what he can do. Can he move himself further up the grid? He improves barely, but not enough to move himself up. Money the Cheeks invalidated on 3-lap hold soft. And Dirk was on a quick lap, but unfortunately invalidating, just about managed to cut into the pits before it was too late. Rocci is also on the lap, so Aston Martin trying to go for that alternate strategy maybe of starting on the mediums, or maybe they are just saving their softs for the race in the case of a safety car, but that is not going to be beneficial to them if they are sitting P13 with a 1:26. So Rocci is going to need to improve on the lap time if he wants to be competitive to the end of this race. Prince Colonte is, and that's Dibbo Dean into the wall, just taking too much inside curb and hit the wall, unfortunately for him. Let's Parallel Silk pass, but Lord Busy in the pit lane now as Prince and Dan Snyder are both on the lap. Dan Snyder's marginally down through the first sector and is invalidated through his second sector, so let's ride on board the man in P2. Prince Colonte has opted to stay in the pit lane for the first run. Prince is marginally up on his first sector time, but he's going to need to do a lot better if he wants to challenge Juanes in today's qualifying session. Danilo is also on a lap, and he's 3 attempts up through the first sector, so a very nice first sector from the AlphaTauri driver. Let's ride on board with his teammate. He's come to end of sector 2. He's purple through sector sector 2. Thank you for the follow, CFC Ronan. I hope you are enjoying the stream here today. I hope you will stay with us as Prince makes a bit of a mistake through the penultimate corner, but I don't think he's lost too much time and might be able to carry on with this lap. It's going to be a 1:15.1, so probably lost about a tenth with that mistake at the final corner, so he still has quite a bit of time to find. So does his teammate Danilo, who does a 1:15.7, which puts him closer to the front three, but cannot challenge any of them at the moment. Conan Cron is on a lap, but unfortunately for him, invalidated. Parallel Silk also on a lap. Rochi has gone for another lap, but invalidated. And AJ UK, the reigning Tier 2 champion, but not for long, as he will soon be displaced, as I don't think it's even mathematically possible for him to win anymore, as he struggled a lot this season, and that is a prime example of his struggles this season. Just not able to get the turn-in at turn 3, turn 4 and 5, just not getting the rotation. Rochi didn't realise ABS was off. No, unfortunately it is, and I definitely did tell him before. I think everyone knows that, but he will have to drive through the pain if he wants to try and score points today. But AJ UK, let's see what he can do on this lap. I don't think he'll be too representative of his pace, a 1:17.0, and with that mistake at turn 4 and 5, we know he can definitely do better. So we could be seeing the Alpine back in the top 5. Conan Cron improves to P8. Nice lap time for him. Casper's on a lap for Aston Martin. Let's see what he can do. He's going to get a bit of traffic of AJK, but AJK gets out of the way nicely for the Aston Martin, who nails turn 4 and 5, doing a 24.8 through the first sector, 8 tenths up on his lap time. Very good first sector from the Aston Martin driver. But he runs wide on the exit of turn 8, and that means his lap is ruined and he's going to have to go again. Unfortunately for him, Tibaldine is going again. Of course, we saw him hit the wall quite aggressively on the exit of the corner he's coming up to, so he'll be hoping not to make the same mistake. That's like his second sector split. He's purple and he's almost a second up, gets it nicely rotated, but unfortunately invalidate. So it looks like the McLaren driver is struggling through those double apex corners as he gets out of the way of Dizzy Mason, who's on an outlap, and Milky Streamer is into the gravel on his outlap. Unfortunately for him, Lord Busy is starting a lap. Who else is on a lap at the moment? Casper is going for it again on his softs at the moment. He's a bit further ahead than Lord Busy on his lap, who I think, he's got a bit of traffic of an AI car of Parallel Silk, and I'll have to tell Parallel Silk to get out of AI, as he's just impeded another driver, and that is Dizzy Mason out of the session. He has crashed, unfortunately for him, and that is the end of his qualifying. So, you see the wreck there. He'll start no higher than P12, and Haswanis is on a lap, but unfortunately is invalidated, so it looks like he saved the tyres, and he's going for it again. What can he... he has a massive tank sapper. What can he do in this Red Bull? Could this be the pole lap for the Red Bull driver as he comes down towards turn 1? Let's just ride on board with him the whole lap. Thank you for the follow, VAR Josh. I hope you are enjoying the stream at the moment. His Wanis definitely will be enjoying the stream, as he's purple through sector 1. He's about 3 tenths up, I want to say. Unlucky, you still have the race session to fight back in. There's Wanis. He won't want to have the race. He'll want the race to end on lap 1 if he could get a clean start, because at the moment this is an absolutely legendary lap, but he has a bit of a mistake on the exit of the toughest corner in the game, I would say. And now he's 2 tenths down in his lap. I don't think he'll be able to pull it back from here. It's nicely rotated through the double apex, Money the Cheek slowing down to the side. He's gone for the mediums, interestingly, and Haswanis has backed off his lap. But Dan Snyder's 5 temps up and purple through sector 2. Prince Clonte is about a temp down. Danilo, I couldn't quite see the delta. I think he's backed off. I think Danilo's backed off. He's slowed down quite a bit. Dan Snyder, what can he do? Runs it very close to track limits, but just about keeps it within. Is it going to be pole position, provisional pole for Dan Snyder? No, it's not. He doesn't improve. I think he does improve, sorry, but it's not enough to topple the top 2. And that is Prince Clonte, who's cut a corner, so will be penalised at the end of this session. But Dan Snyder will not be starting higher than P3. Haswanis cannot improve on his lap. His qualifying session is also over. And here comes Prince Clonte to the line. What can he do? Dirk has improved to P4. He got an amazing slipstream off Danilo, I think, and it's put him up into the top 4. Danilo now is also on a lap, and these guys are racing in towards turn 1, and Danilo is round. Dirk has had to take avoiding action, and they both ruined each other's laps there. But Prince Clonte is invalidated through turn 1, so the top 5, neither of them can improve, neither can Lord Busy. HIK is 1.2 seconds up. Can he possibly put the Alpine on pole? What a surprise this would be in this qualifying session as he runs up to the line. Where will HIK put his Alpine? It's going to be P6, not enough to go onto into the top 5. Fibaldine is also on a lap. He's about 8 temps up. He improves by 1.3, goes into P6 now. Conan Cron has slowed down on his lap. Milky Streamer is starting a lap. Casper's also in a lap, a bit further down than the Mercedes. Let's watch his first sector time. He's 1.1 up. Money the Cheeks has beached it in the gravel. Parallel Silk is into pit lane. His qualifying session is over. Milky Streamer is only a 10th up on his first sector. So Casper, let's see what he can do, as I don't think any of these guys can improve. Dirk cannot improve. Danilo neither. Thibaldine also cannot improve. AJK cannot improve. So only Casper and Milky Streamer still have the chance to improve here. Otherwise, it's going to be 3 pole positions in a row for Haswanis, the dominant Red Bull driver at the moment. But Casper won't want to let that happen. Can he put himself into the top 10 for Aston Martin as Casper runs to line? What is it going to be? It's going to be P8 a 16.5 for him. Milky Streamer P10 a 17.0, and that is qualifying over here in PlayStation Tier 2. What an amazing qualifying session, and it's Haswanis who takes his 3rd pole position of the season in a row. Great form from the French driver at the moment, who seemingly seems to dominate in the qualifying stage. But we will run you through the final grid order once AJK and Thibaldine are into the pit lane. An amazing qualifying session, and Dan Snyder, the championship leader, only starts from P3, and turn 1 is going to be quite chaotic, I can imagine. So drivers will have to be careful with their front wings, as it's very easy to lose into turn 1 around here. But with that, qualifying should be over once AJK is into his garage, and the session is over finally. So it says Haswanis on pole by 2.5 tenths to Prince Clonte in P2. Familiar front row. I feel we've seen this quite a few times. Dan Snyder starts P3 for Alfa Romeo. Dirk P4 for Ferrari. So the 2 championship protagonists line up on the same row. Danilo starts P5 for AlphaTauri, with reserve Thibaldine starting in P6. AJK starts P7 for Alpine. with Casper starting P8, Lord Busy starts P9, Mick Schumacher will start 10th for Mercedes, Koenig-Kron 11th for the Haas team, and Koenig-Kron and everyone else below him will have a free choice of tyre. MW15 starts P12. Not the greatest session from the McLaren driver. We know he can definitely do more. Dizzy Mason starts 13th. We saw him DNF earlier in the session. Rochi starts 14th. Parallel Silk 15th. And Manya the Cheeks, unfortunately for him, set no time as we saw him in the gravel. So he will be starting last in this race. Obviously another driver who we know can do a lot more in qualifying. So we'll be into the race soon. Is one of our drivers is having connection problems, but that should be sorted soon as he just left the session, so hopefully we will be able to get underway here for PlayStation Tier 2. Oh, and everyone is leaving the session. And unfortunately we will have a lobby restart again as the lobby is glitched. So we will see you on the other side for the restart.